Ladies and gentlemen, we welcome you into another Conejo contest for Sammy Holladay and Josh Mechanick. I am Austin Gregory as we are here tonight in San Luis Obispo, California as the Oaks travel north to take on the Blues. And as many of you are aware, it's been a rough go of things for the Oaks. Obviously, the road trip continues, but unfortunately, so has the losing streak. And with that, it's been 7 straight now for the Oaks that they have dropped in the loss column after starting the season in the CCL 5-0 and winning their one preseason contest, if you want to call it that, against the Coastal Dodgers to make it a unofficial 6-0 start. But in the CCL, the Oaks now sit at 5-7 after dropping those 7 straight. And obviously, it's been a lot of, I would like to say, not so pretty baseball so far the last few weeks, Josh. And if you're the Oaks, obviously you're happy to be here because the Oaks against these Blues were perfection here in San Luis Obispo last summer. But what do you think really, if anything, is one thing to kind of key in on to try and finally get back in the win column?
Pray to the baseball gods. The Oaks, while they have struggled in all facets of the game, have not gotten very good luck during this losing streak. So they just got to play good defense. Don't try to do too much at the plate and play their brand of baseball, which before the losing streak was working good at bats and being good defensively.
And it's Austin Carillo, the leadoff hitter once again. He's moved back up there after being the 2-hole on Sunday. It's 2-1 count to him now. The pitcher for the Blues tonight is Lucas Alanese, and we were informed by Jack Smith, the Blues broadcaster before the game, that in his last outing, Alanese threw 120 pitches. Most the three of us, have heard a pitcher throw here in the CCL, and it was an impressive outing for him. No runs allowed, only 2 hits, but there was 7 walks to come with it as Carrillo rolls over that one to second to Darius Price for round number 1. So bring up the 2-hole hitter, Brady Francisco, by far the highest he's been up in the batting order this summer. Francisco will also be handling the catching duties tonight. The rest of the lineup for the Oaks is Jack Costello in right field, batting third. Eli Paton will be the cleanup hitter, playing third base. First pitch of Francisco misses high. Drew Smith, your 5-hole hitter, will be out in left field. Max Aude will be over at first base, batting sixth. And then the bottom third, it's Dylan Jackson, your designated hitter, Nick Leehey, your second baseman, and Carson Falsken, your shortstop. As Francisco flares that one to shallow center field. It's a base knock for Brady Francisco.
We haven't seen that much of Brady Francisco this summer, but needing some new blood in the lineup, Coach Solis, and puts him in the 2 spot, and it's a great start for him today.
As Costello steps in now. Costello, one of those guys we're expecting big things out of, just trying to get the bat going. The numbers have not looked great for Costello so far this summer as he drives that one foul down the left field line. And we talked about it last summer, and we've talked about it this summer. Gavin Grant last summer, Jack Costello this summer. Really clean contact of the baseball at a hard hit baseball is just unfortunately right towards guys, or a nice running catch, or just really good play in the infield. And Costello swings and misses. It's 0-2 now. Costello, one of 7 guys in this Oaks roster who's currently hitting under that Mendoza line, the 200 mark this summer. Obviously, not quite a full month into the season, but still not where you want to be as Costello strikes out again. So bring Eli Paton to the plate now. Paton back in the lineup again, back at the hot corner after his last appearance being as the DH. Last time he played on, I believe, Saturday. Maybe it was Friday. There's been a few days off now for Eli Paton. 2 swings and misses at the first pitch. Eli Paton, the designated hitter in Friday's contest, the first game of a 3-game set that the Oaks were swept by the Arroyo Seco Saints. 3 really tough losses, 3 blown leads for the Oaks in all 3 of those games.
First time we've seen Peyton in the lineup since he hit 2 home runs against the Saints on Friday. With how much the offense has been struggling, it is a surprise that you have a guy hit 2 home runs and he goes 2 games without being back in the lineup.
1-1 popped up. Shallow part of left field. And the catch made by the shortstop, Cato. Hair out there for out number 3. So the Oaks strand a runner here in the first inning. We'll be back for the bottom of the first with Cody Carson, man in the mound for the Oaks. Oh, we welcome you back now, bottom 1, and it is Cody Carson taking the mound. Carson, one of those guys on this roster for the Oaks, still trying to see where he'll be taking his talents next season. Just finished up his 2nd year at Moore Park College, had a solid spring, and after seeing Carson as a late game reliever for the Oaks last summer, he's now started in his last 2 appearances for the Oaks after making some starts this spring for Moore Park College. And obviously, the last few games we've seen guys go on a little bit of a longer leash than we had seen some previous starters. Obviously, none better than the Blake Riley appearance on Saturday night down in Pasadena against the Arroyo Seco Saints, where we saw Blake Riley go 7 very, very strong innings where he retired 19 in a row following the first 2 batters getting on base. And we'll see what it'll be for Cody Carson tonight. If I'm not mistaken, I think he went 3 innings down in Orange County in his first start this summer, and we'll see how Carson is able to handle this San Luis Obispo Blues lineup tonight, which will be led off by Nin Burns II, the center fielder. College teammate of Dylan Jackson is Burns at Cal Poly Pomona. First pitch from Carson misses in.
This is the first league matchup for Nin Burns. It's to face Cody Carson. Carson, fastball, slider, mix. These are going to be the majority of the pitches he's going to be throwing.
That one misses up. 2-0 now to Burns. Burns, a guy who gets on base a lot, led the Cal Poly Pomona Broncos in walks this past spring, was their leadoff hitter. Played in 48 of their 52 games. 2-0 pitch misses in, nearly gets Burns. Carson behind 3-0 now.
Burns got his hand out of the way there. Didn't want to get hit by the pitch.
3-0. Misses away. It seems like Burns and everybody else initially thought it was a strike on the outside part of the plate as Burns hesitated for a second, but the umpire says, take your base. This will bring up the left fielder, Jacob Ruley now. We saw Ruley down in the contest down at our place as the Oaks took the 2-game set against the Blues a couple weeks ago. Those were the 3rd and 4th win of the season for the Oaks.
Burns looks ready to run at first. Carson's got to do a good job of holding the runner. Healthy lead for Burns at first. He looks like he's ready to take off.
Burns a perfect 20 for 20 on stolen base attempts this spring.
He's 5 for 6 so far this summer.
Carson delivers. That one misses up. 6 straight balls from Carson as Brady Francisco go out now. Francisco, Cody Carson, both high school teammates at Thousand Oaks High School, both a part of the 2020 Lancers CIF, my apologies, 2021 Lancers CIF Championship. Also featured Dylan Jackson, the designated hitter tonight. And one of the top prospects for the Oakland A's, Max Muncy. Checks on the runner. (2-0) delivered. That one misses down. 7 straight now for Carson. The radio now from Carson again. There goes the runner. That one misses in. 2 straight 4-pitch walks for Cody Carson to start this contest.
Goes without saying that you don't want to start a game with 2 4-pitch walks, but Cody Carson has to turn this around and turn this around quick, because this is, especially with the streak that the Oaks are currently in, this is an opportunity where it could snowball out of control early.
Well, this brings up now one of arguably, if not the best bats the CCL has seen so far this season in Theo Hardy. Runner goes, nobody was on third.
Got him. He's out.
Got him there, safe there. Well,
thank you.
Not sure what.
Thank you.
Not sure what Nin Burns was doing there, especially with 2 4-pitch walks, and you try to steal a base. That's got to give Cody Carson some confidence there.
Well,
can get himself back into this inning.
so rather than first and second, it's just runner on second. Another ball from Cody Carson. And as I was saying with Theo Hardy before, Nin Burns decided to run himself into an out there. Hardy hitting .429 so far this summer for the Blues. Earned himself the CCL South Hitter of the Week this past week. Had a 5 for 5 performance. So that one hits Hardy, as that will send Ruley back to second base. So
that just makes Burns' mistake to run into that out that much more worse. Carson, 10 pitches, no strikes, and he somehow has an out.
So we'll bring up Justin Trimble now. Trimble only played in 1 game so far this season. One CCL game, that is, my apologies. That one misses out.
It's crazy to say that Cody's 1 ground ball away, 1 pitch away from getting himself back in the dugout.
That would be something, huh, Josh? Throws 1 strike and get out of the inning. That'd be be pretty cool, huh?
I'm certain that's never happened before.
That
12 pitches.
you see
One
something
strike.
if you go to the ballpark every
There
day,
you
you'll
go.
see something
There's your
new.
1 strike on the 12th pitch.
And some sarcastic cheers from this big crowd here in San Luis Obispo. They got to be close to 1,000 people here
Always.
No, this is.
on a Tuesday night. It's a really good turnout.
1-1 now. Carson comes set. He delivers. Runners go. Swung on and missed. Francisco with a late throw there. Kind of looked at his glove, not really sure what happened. Might have gotten stuck or something. It's 1-2.
Francisco having some serious trouble getting the ball out of his glove, and it gave really an easy stolen base. And trouble with some heads-up base running following his lead runner.
And some smart base running, too, because the pitch before was the first strike Cody had thrown. It was on a breaking ball. So it's pretty obvious he was going back to that because he's not feeling his fastball.
1-2 misses well outside.
He's only thrown his breaking ball for a strike.
Trimble, the designated hitter out of UC Santa Barbara. But locally from around here. He's in grad of Arroyo Grande High School, just down the street. Trimble had his first hit for the Blues last night in a non-CCL matchup, and it was a homer in the 8th inning. That one misses down. We'll load the count now. As Cam Constantine waits on deck. Full count now from Carson. Comes set. Delivers to Trimble. Shot right back to Carson.
Look what I found.
Let's go.
Gets the runner in the jam. Flips it home. Look in the pickle. Francisco tags him. He holds it. And what a play by Cody Carson to get a big out number 2.
I don't know if you could say that it's a great play by Cody Carson. The ball went into his glove off the bat. Just very fortunate. And you think how this inning has gone so far for Cody Carson. Took him to the 4th batter to throw a strike. He has two outs.
That's
with
baseball,
no runs coming across. It's very fortunate. Very fortunate. Really doing a good job of holding that up to allow the batter to get down to second in that pickle.
Let's bring out Cam Constantine now, out of the University of Texas. There's the first pitch strike from Cody Carson.
He's not out of the woods yet. Of course, the biggest problem from his last outing was pitching with 2 outs.
Constantine, a Texas kid, spending his summer here in California as he fouls that one straight back. 0-2 on him.
This would be some pretty remarkable pitching from Cody Carson if he's able to get out of this inning with no runs coming across. This would be absolutely massive for this Oaks team, as they've been having trouble just building on any sort of momentum. This would be a catalyst, to say the least.
0-2 delivery. That one's fouled, out of play. Heads up.
My goodness.
Oh,
There's got to be a stampede of children
20, 30
going
kids running after that
foul
baseball.
ball.
Count remains 0-2 to Constantine. Constantine in his 1 game of CCL play so far this season, 1 for 4. 0-2 delivery again. That one's fouled away again. There's another baseball for the kids as they all take off again.
Obviously, Cody hasn't had command of that fastball this inning, but a fastball just at the letters here would do the trick here, I think.
0-2 delivery. He went breaking ball and missed up. Matt Mastiangelo waits on deck. 1-2 now. One-two delivery. This is down. Francisco keeps it there. Looks to run her back to third. That being Theo Hardy, who's getting a big jump off a third down there on each pitch.
Hardy getting one of the biggest and most aggressive secondary leads I've seen from a runner on third, especially in the first inning. He's got to be careful as it leaves the back pick open for Francisco, although Peyton hasn't been covering the bag.
That one found it away again as Constantine continues this long at bat.
What Hardy's doing so well on this secondary is when he's going back, he's basically just eliminating the throwing lane of Brady Francisco by coming in fair territory down the third base line, but making himself big instead of going back low.
2-2 now. Carson comes set. Delivers. Just misses down. Count runs full.
What Hardy's also doing is he's in Cody Carson's peripheral vision. And just as Carson's about to deliver, just sees someone just pop up in the corner of his eye, throwing him off just the slightest.
4 of the 5 hitters this inning have all reached a 3-ball count. That one's rolled over, foul. Lucky break there for Carson.
This is a heck of an at-bat so far.
I think I just saw from Cody Carson there. He looked at Brady Francisco and I think he wants to throw the same pitch. This will be the 10th pitch of the at-bat. Count is full. Carson comes set. He delivers. Chopper down the first base line. Carson will get over there. He'll flip it, and Aude is unable to grab it. He'll bring 2 runs across. So after tight roping through some trouble, Carson tries to make a spinning effort as a little bit of a miscommunication between him and Aude unable to squeeze that one as 2 runs will come across on throwing error from Cody Carson. And what looked like bad turning all of a sudden good has now turned from bad to worse.
Just super unfortunate there, as I'm not even sure if you can rule that an error because of how off the ball was hit, just cued off the end of the bat. If you're going to rule it an error, it's got to be an error on the throw, a single, and then an error on the throw on Carson that caused the extra run to come to the plate. But my goodness, just not able to catch a break at all during this streak.
That one misses away to Matt Mastiangelo. Well, the scoreboard gave it a hit, so we'll credit Constantine with an RBI single. Only 1 RBI though.
Possibly a little home cooking.
Yeah. Mastiangelo steps in now. We saw him down at Kowloon when the Blues visited us. Mastiangelo only 2 CCL games and he's struggling in those 2. Only 1 for 6. As now Carson once again behind another batter. 2-0 now to Mastiangelo. It's a lot of pitches already thrown in this first inning for Cody Carson, and not sure what the limit's going to be for him today. I did hear Coach Radinsky say ideally he'd like to not use 5 pitchers again today. 2-1 down on Mastiangelo. 2-1 delivery. That one misses just in as Massiangelo is able to hold up his swing. Will be 3-1 now. It's another 3-ball count as Carson's gotten there with 5 of the 6 batters now. Check over on the runner at first. Nowhere near in time. Three-one delivery. Misses away. Walks his 3rd bat of the inning. As Coach Rudinsky will now make an early visit to the mound.
For those of you baseball fans whose allegiances aren't just to the Oaks, that are also LA Dodger fans, quick update, Dodgers up 4-0 in the bottom of the 3rd inning. Thanks to a J.D. Martinez 2-run homer.
It is never a good thing when the pitching coach has to come to the mound in the 1st inning of play. And you just got to wonder if Cody's feeling good. Something's definitely off about him, and you got to ask yourself, is it the way he warmed up? Is it the long bus ride that's affecting him? It's a mystery, but just has not been able to find it so far today, and really you gotta, with how bad the offense has been as of late, the game is almost out of reach.
Let's bring up Jake Bold now, the catcher. First pitch. Bold has to dance out of the way of that one.
It's really crazy how things change in baseball. As Sammy mentions, the game almost feels out of reach at 2-0 in the 1st, when just a couple of weeks ago, the Oaks came back from a 6-2 deficit, and we knew that the offense could come back from any score, but over the past week, it really does not feel that way.
That one's in there. First strike, 1-1 now to Bold. And looked like the offense of old in Sunday's contest. But then, obviously, what happened. That one over to Falsken off his glove. It's an error as Correa throws in the 3rd. It gets past Peyton. They'll hold the runner. And the ugly baseball for the Oaks continues.
I mean, you gotta wonder, when is rock bottom?
I can't believe that Sunday wasn't.
Just can't buy a break.
Bring up Cade O'Hara now. First pitch down in the dirt. Carson's only had 1 first pitch strike thrown this inning. The 8th batter to come to the plate here in the 1st. Already 3 runs on only 1 hit. That one fouled back. O'Hara, another guy out of Texas, by way of the prestigious Mater Dei High School. One now. That one's chopped over to Peyton at third. He fires, and the misery ends. Well, considering how that inning started, I think you have to take only 3 runs coming across. We'll be back. We'll welcome you back now, as it will be Drew Smith. Drew Smith, just like Costello, a guy who's looking to try and get his bat going this summer. As he swings and misses at strike one, Drew Smith coming off, as we've mentioned previously, quite the spring with the Oregon Ducks. 1-1 now, but he has been unable to carry that over into the summer. The slash lines are the same all the way across the board. 125 for all 3.
But he still finds himself in the top part of the lineup because the Oaks know what he's capable of.
Oh. And he gets his luck of his Oregon Duck teammate Gavin Grant as he lines that one out to the glove of the third baseman, Hardy.
I mean, you can't.
You can't make it up.
It's getting ridiculous at this point. Probably the hardest hit ball we've seen in about 4 or 5 days out of this lineup, and right into the third baseman's glove.
So bring up Max Aude now. Aude leading the way for the Oaks for the most part. He's now second in average after the performance offensively for Brendan Durfee this weekend, as Aude drives that one to the left center field gap, and that one will fall up against the wall. It'll be a stand-up double for Max Aude.
That'll work.
It's a great swing.
And that's why Aude is, well, his slugging percentage is where it is. 538 coming on that at bat. Aude just finds a way to drive the baseball, and that's why he earns his way into this lineup on a regular basis. And that's why he's slowly but surely becoming what the Oaks lacked last summer, and that's an everyday first baseman. Dylan Jackson takes strike one.
Alanis already matching his hits allowed total in his last start. As we mentioned before, pretty crazy outing he had. 120 pitches. That's definitely the most I've ever heard from a CCL starting pitcher.
So that one misses out to Dylan Jackson.
2 hits, 7 walks. Got into the 8th inning. Got an out in the 8th and walked 2 guys, and that was the end of the line.
That one gets the bottom part of the zone, 2-2 now. Dylan Jackson trying to get the bat going. Had some quality ABs. The on-base percentage is over 300, but the batting average is one of those 7 guys below the Mendoza line. And I just said to Dylan before the game, just do me a favor and hit the ball today. He said, that's the plan. Well, that's not going to do it. Goes down looking. So
that'll give the crowd some hot sauce.
Well.
Something that they do down here. Give away a free bottle of hot sauce to every opposing batter strikeout.
So bring up Nick Leehey now. Leehey still looking for that first hit of the summer. Beautiful front door slider there from Alanese for strike number 1. Leehey out of UC Davis. As he's able to hold up his swing on that sweeping slider there from Alanese. That missed outside.
Good lead.
So that one misses away. 2-1 now. Leehey played some of the most baseball out of all these guys on this Oaks roster this past spring. Played in 53 games for the Aggies of UC Davis. So he flares out one to shallow right field. Darius Price drifts back from second base, but flying in from right field to make that catch for out number 3 is Cam Constantine. So the Oaks strand the runner as they still trail by 3. As we'll head now to the bottom of the second. We'll be back. We'll welcome you back now. Darius Price steps in. We saw Price last summer. Talented young man out of Cal Poly Pomona. That one misses in. Carson delivers, misses away again. And as Jack Smith, the Blues broadcaster next to us, just mentioned, you take this season and last season, the record between the Oaks and the Blues is 8 wins to the Oaks and 1 win to the Blues. That only one win for the Blues came in the last matchup of the season between the two teams, and that was down at Sparky Anderson Field. As there's ball 3, that one just misses away. And for the Oaks, obviously, successful season. I was crunching some numbers on the bus ride up here when we speak of the 7-game losing streak. That losing streak longer than the previous 2 years combined, the longest losing streak because it's a 4-pitch walk to Price, both 2022 and 2021. The longest losing streak both those seasons, only 3 games. And as we mentioned, the Oaks have now lost 7 straight, and they've been some not so fun losses, especially this weekend. The walk-off loss on Sunday, the blown 2-1 lead after the masterclass pitching performance from Blake Riley, and then Friday, the 2-0 lead blown in the 8th inning with a large 6 spot by the Saints in the top half of the 8th, which was capped off with another insurance run in the 9th, which made it a 7-2 ball game, and the Oaks weren't able to make any ground on that one.
Keep looking down in the bullpen, and there is some stirring for the Oaks. No one throwing, but just some guys stretching.
As that's strike 1, as Burns is now seeing more strikes in his second at bat that he did see in his entire first bat. Burns, 4-pitch walk in his first at bat, and then tried to get nifty on the base path and got picked off. 0-1 delivery. Front door breaking ball just misses in from Carson. It's another pickoff attempt, but not able to get it. Carson, one of 9 pitchers this summer for the Oaks who has an opponent on base percentage over 400. As there's another guy who gets on base.
Cody's now in trouble of getting an early hook, as you got to imagine Coach Dave Solis cannot leave him in for much longer, and they're signaling down to the bullpen for someone to start getting up. I saw some of the coaching staff signal down there, but none of the guys can pick it up, so someone's going down to let someone know to start getting loose. Obviously, no bullpen phones around here.
Ruley steps in now. He scores the bunt. He has to pull back before that hits him in the chin. Ruley, a 4-pitch walk in his first at-bat last inning. That one's rolled over towards Peyton. To second, they fire the first, not in time. It'll be a fielder's choice.
Eli had a couple options in that situation. He could have maybe tagged the runner that was coming towards him before letting that go to second base. But he tried to turn to the old-fashioned way, and unfortunately the ball just wasn't hit hard enough.
So now bring Theo Hardy to the plate. Hardy hit by a pitch in his first at-bat.
Still nobody throwing in the Oaks bullpen. Got a couple of guys stretching still, but nobody with the baseball.
Delivery from Carson. Backdoor breaking ball misses down. Carson yet to throw a first pitch strike this inning. That one's rolled over towards second. Leehey, Falsken, and Aude. They're able to get out of it. So exactly what the doctor ordered, as Carson's able to get out of it without allowing any more runs. So the Oaks still chasing 3, but we'll head now top 3, and it'll be Falsken, followed by the top of the order in Carillo and Francisco. We'll be back. We'll welcome you back. Falsken steps in. That one misses away. Falsken in the 9-hole where he's been, I think, in almost every one of his starts this season. The switch hitter, the only switch hitter that is for the Oaks. It's 1-1 now. Alianese remains on the mound.
On his 21st birthday today.
That one's rolled over by Falsken, just foul.
I'm sure he's hoping for a win and then go party it up tonight.
Well, actually, if they win, let them party it up, and maybe they'll be off their game tomorrow. 1-2 now from Falsken. Falsken's still trying to get his bat hot, so be a little ahead of that one. Fouls that one. Did a small hole into the Blues dugout. Falsken trying to get things going. Takes the breaking ball down. 2-2 now. He chases that one down in the dirt. We drop third strike. Bold's able to fire it down the first for out number 1. So bring up Austin Carrillo now. Carrillo grounded out in the first inning in his first at-bat. Carrillo, one of the few guys who can't complain much about him so far this summer. Coming into this game, hitting .296 for the average, slugging percentage, .333, and the on-base percentage, .441, which is tied for the team lead with Brendan Durfee. So that one misses down. Durfee getting the day off today after.
Also a couple of outfield assists for Austin Carrillo so far.
Swings and misses. 1-1 now. And talking with Carrillo, he has admitted his struggles this past spring, as He didn't have his best career season as he made the jump to the Division II level from Cal Lutheran to Biola University, but has not dragged him down as we've seen the Austin Carrillo of old so far this summer. So that one misses away as well. High on base percentage it was for Carrillo last summer. So work a walk, once again on base. And after walking 7 guys in his last start for Alanese, he walks the first guy today. And speaking of Carrillo last summer, he finished second on the team for the Oaks amongst qualified hitters and on-base percentage. On-base percentage just below 500 at 487. The only guy ahead of him is another guy who's getting a day off today, Zach Aude, who was ridiculously above 500 in his on-base percentage last summer. So that one misses away. Carrillo takes off. Out by a mile. So, late jump there from Carrillo. The Oaks tried to just get something going on the base pass, and unfortunately Carrillo got a rough jump. Bold, great throw. Nice pick there though by Price at second, and then applied the tag for out number 2. That one misses away. 2-0 now to Brady Francisco, who singled his first at bat.
With how late Carrillo got a jump there, you wonder if maybe that was a missed hit and run sign, because Carrillo was out by about 6 or 7 feet.
Well, and you mentioned it, Sammy, Josh mentioned it, in between innings, obviously Oaks trying everything to get this thing turned around, as we've seen a change now in the coaches' boxes on the first and third base line, as head coach Dave Solis is now in the third base coach's box, and Parker moves over to the first base side. Jose back to the dugout. It's a 4-pitch walk for Francisco, and I heard the coach was talking about it beforehand, and Coach Solis even said to Parker, make sure you go over the signs with them so they know. Costello steps in now, looking to get that bat going. Takes the first one down. Costello out of the University of San Diego. He's, despite his struggles, proved himself to be a needed bat in this lineup. As he rolls over that one towards third, a nice play over there. He'll go the short way. Nice play by Theo Hardy over there at third for out number 3. We'll be back. We'll welcome you back now. Cody Carson back on the mound after a much cleaner inning in the second following the rough first inning. You got a Nice double play ball after a little bit of a tough start there in the second, but a nice double play turned in the middle by Leehey and Falsken, and then over to Aude. This will bring up Justin Trimble. He reached on the fielder's choice back in the first when Ruley tried to score from third on the comebacker to Cody Carson. And another first pitch ball from Carson. 1-0 delivery. That one just misses in, I believe. Trimble holds up his swing. Two-0 now. That one misses up. Another 3-0 count.
Each of the first 2 innings here for Cody Carson have started with walks. He has walked 4 already in this game, hit 2 batters.
This will be the 4th batter that's now faced a 3-0 count. Only here, the first batter of the 3rd inning. No one warming yet in the Oaks bullpen. 3-0 delivery. That one's a strike down the middle.
Trimble's in his 2nd stint with the Blues. Played coming out of high school. Steve Tully, his head coach in high school. He's coaching on the Blues staff, and he actually played there out of high school before going to
3-1 delivery. Rolled over foul. Count runs full.
Steve Tully ran into his mom in a coffee shop. That's how he ended up on the Blues here for the 2nd time. It's been a handful of years, but he's back.
Count full now. Full count delivery now from Carson.
See it.
Oh, just misses out. So bring up Cam Constantine. Constantine hit that flubber down the first base line that Carson wasn't able to get a true read on because of a miscommunication between him and Aude. And then it was a tough spinning throw that Aude couldn't get a piece of, which allowed Constantine to get the infield single that he was credited with, the only hit of the game given up by Carson so far today. There's a first pitch breaking ball on the inside part of the plate for strike 1.
From Texas, we talked about earlier, 20 at-bats this past year. Went to McKinney North High School. He was ranked as the 9th best pitcher in the state of Texas, coming out by perfect game.
Carson will check over on Trimble at first.
Today jumps the Blues into sole possession of 4th place over the Conejo Oaks in the CCL South. Both these teams hold
0-1 delivery. Chased down in the dirt. Way ahead of that fastball is Constantine.
5 and 7 are the Oaks. 3 and 5.
Even with this 7-game losing streak, the Oaks are still ahead of the Blues in the standings. Blues really struggling in league play, only 3 and 5.
And ahead of the Academy Barons as well, who are only 2 and 9 in league plays. That one's fouled away towards the fans.
Oh, did you catch it? Oh,
Wow.
Barehanded with the baby in the hand.
Good for you.
Left-handed grab while holding the baby in the right hand.
We'll send some
hands it
money
to the
that guy
kid.
down that guy's way. That's gonna go buy him a beer.
Yeah.
Mandatory.
0-2 now. Carson comes set. I'll deliver. That one misses down.
Really the one hitter that Cody Carson has gotten out ahead of. Everyone else has been 2-0 count, 3-1 count. We've seen him switch walk. He's had to battle back from 0-2. His first at bat, and again here in his second. First, nobody out.
1-2 delivery from Carson now. That one's chopped.
Over the head of the first baseman, Aude.
Over the head.
Past the second baseman.
He'll hold the runner.
Another base hit from
As
Constantine, who hit it softly
that
to
one
right
just
side once
finds a
again.
hole.
Picks up his second hit, the Blues' second hit, and there's runners nobody out.
And that's kind of just the way the baseball's been bouncing for the Oaks as of lately. Obviously, in Saturday's contest against the Saints, when the Oaks were still ahead, and the Oaks kept the lead on the Austin Carrillo outfield assist, there was then a bouncer, chopper, hit towards Aude at first, and it just hit something and somehow managed to take such a big hop that it cleared the entire 6'3", fully stretched frame of Aude.
That's Constantine's second hit of the day, and I would be hard-pressed to believe that either of them were above 60 miles an hour on the exit velocity.
Yeah, I was going to say, Sammy, he's got 2 hits today with a combined exit velocity of probably 100 miles an hour.
Obviously, we don't have access to exit velos, pitch velos on the road without our beloved Cameron Deck.
There's Massiangelo now behind 0-1 in the count. Massiangelo out of Cal State Bakersfield to take that one down. Will be collegiate teammates with Tobias Plotkin come this next year. School year as Plotkin will be transferring there from Glendale Community College. Plotkin, the most recent Oak to make their decision on where they're transferring. 1-1 delivery misses up. 2-1 now. Two one now. Carson comes set. He delivers. That one shot back up the middle. Falsken flips it to Leehey back across the diamond. There's another double play.
Very good turn there up the middle by Carson Falsken, using the glove to flip it to Leehey, and Leehey, with all the momentum taking him to his right, turns across his body and makes a very strong throw.
We'll have to tip the cap there to Coach Jose. Jose really working with those two in the middle of the diamond today during batting practice on moving them around the infield on those fungos. That one's rolled over to Peyton at third. He gets down, squares it, fires across, and it's another scoreless frame for Cody Carson after he struggles in the first. He allows his offense to try and come back out here and get those runs back for him. We'll be back top of the fourth. We'll welcome you back now as Eli Paton trots to the left-handed batter's box for his second at-bat of the day. He popped out to shallow left field to the shortstop. O'Hara back in this first inning to end the first inning. Paton swings and misses at the first pitch. Paton looking to build off of his 2-homer performance 2 series ago. 1-1 now to him. Paton out of Grand Canyon University. Sky that one foul. One, two now to Paton. Alanis still on the mound. He'll deliver, and he'll drill Paton, and the Oaks will take that. Mighty bat flip from Eli Paton. Well, you don't got much to get excited about if you're this offense. You got to pimp the bat when you can. As Drew Smith will step in now. Drew Smith lined one right to the third baseman. Hardy back in the second. So that one misses down. Smith looking to get that bat going. Smith coming off a great spring with the Oregon Ducks. That one misses down. 2-0 now to Drew Smith.
This is a strike. Drew's going to try to hit it.
3-0 now. It'll be 4 straight balls now from Alanis after he hit Eli Paton in the 1-2 count previously. 3 straight balls now to Drew Smith.
He's got the green light here if he likes it.
He liked it. Not sure why, but swings and misses.
Yeah, if you're going to swing on 3-0, you have to be sure. It can't be a half-hearted swing like that.
3-1. That one's chopped straight down. Count will run full now, and not sure if first part of this at bat, if Alanis is just trying to be careful. Maybe Alanis is just aware of the true talent of Drew Smith. Don't want to necessarily allow him to put one over the fence. Paton will go. Smith sawed off. That one gets over the fence and will give Smith a second life.
He's going to need a new bat, though.
Did truly saw him off. I didn't think it broke, but. So we'll do it again, 3-2.
Oh.
Drew Smith throws away his bat as the umpire calls strike 3. Obviously, as you can tell from our camera, we're quite a bit of ways away from home plate, but as you could tell from the groan of Sammy there, we didn't quite agree with that one.
Looked a few inches off the plate to me, but my opinion doesn't really matter in these kind of situations.
Only one opinion matters. Even if the 1,000 people in the ballpark disagree, as long as the home plate umpire calls it a strike, it's a strike.
Well, I'm sure about 1,000 people here
We're happy with that
agreed.
call.
Yeah.
Got a nice. Someone's going home with a free bottle of hot sauce.
2-0 now to Aude. Aude doubled to the left center field gap in his first at bat. Aude, obviously, off to a hot start after having a hot spring at LA Valley College. He's just looking to build off of that even more. Aude, 46 games, 167 at bats. Impressive 323 average, slugging percentage well over 400. So roll over that one to short. It's a slow roll. Earl bounce off the leg of Price, and the Oaks finally get a lucky bounce. Peyton thought about going to third, but he'll trickle back to second.
Really surprising to see Darius Price not make that play. You wonder if Price almost had too much time to make that play. He had all day to set himself up to field the ball cleanly and still would have had plenty of time to make a throw. Just can't explain what happened there.
That was kind of one of those situations where you hear, as Dylan Jackson takes strike one, a Little League coach tell a kid, you got to think about what to do with the ball when it comes to you. And it almost seems like Darius Price was trying to think, am I going to have time to try and go to second here, or do I need to just try to go to first? And he was looking to move the ball before he got the ball. And bounced off the heel of his glove, and now gives Oaks runners on first and second with only one out rather than 2 outs and only 1 runner on.
He had enough time to think about what he's going to have for breakfast tomorrow, let alone what he was going to do with the ball.
Yeah, I think he just didn't charge it and the ball ate him up. That's why the coaches always tell you, come in on everything, can't sit back for it. I think he realized that he wasn't going to have a play at second, so decided to take his time, throw over to first, but because he just let it come to him, ball took a hop.
1-2 now to Dylan Jackson. That one misses well away as a lunging snare there to the backhand side for Bold, the catcher. Count 2-2 now. We just got confirmation. Both myself and Jack Smith, the Blues broadcaster, thought it was 3-1 now, but it is 2-2. Jackson struck out looking in his first at bat. He'll have to just lean out of the way of that one. Count will now run full. Dylan Jackson looking to get things going. Full count delivery from Alanese. That one misses. Oh, wow. That one looked even further outside than Drew Smith's to me. But either way, Dylan Jackson has to take the walk back to the dugout with his bat in hand as he's rung up on strikes for the second time tonight. So bring up Nick Leehey now. Leehey flew out to shallow right field back in the second, as he'll drive that one to deep right field, tracking back and able to get the play a few feet in front of the track out there in right field for out number 3 is Cam Constantine. The Oaks strand runners once again and are unable to add any offense as we'll head now bottom 4. We'll welcome you back now as O'Hara steps in. O'Hara grounded out to end that long first inning. There's the first pitch strike from Cody Carson.
What? How?
Donde umpire?
If the two pitches that were called strike threes were ruled strikes, I'm very surprised that that one wasn't.
1-1 now. Bayou. High heat, too much for O'Hara. A little tardy on that one.
Still no action in the Oaks bullpen. I've been looking down there. Just about every batter. Got guys stretching, but nobody throwing.
1-2 now. Chasing that one in the dirt.
Well, what Cody has been doing well today is pitching with traffic. There's been a whole lot of base runners as we're in the bottom of the fourth, and this is the last batter that will complete their second at bat. So he's almost already in the third time through the order, or only in the fourth. But only 3 runs allowed. Gotten a couple double play balls. Pitching really well considering how many people have been on base for the Blues.
Yeah.
I mean, anytime you get two double play balls in one outing is impressive, and he's gotten 2 through 3 innings.
That one fouled away, and you also have to remember that 2 of those 3 runs in that weird first inning
Are unearned.
came across via the air. The error by Carson himself, and then the error over at short by Falsken.
Did they end up giving that infield hit on the first one? Because I was
Yeah.
going to say, so all 3 runs could potentially be unearned, but
Yep. 1-2 now to Darius Price. Price walked and on 4 pitches in the second inning. Carson comes set. The 1-2 delivery. That one misses down in the dirt. Count even at 2 now. Oh, goodness. So it will be a 3rd hit by pitch for Carson here in this game.
To go along with 4 walks.
5 walks.
oh my goodness.
8 free bases. And it's not good, but only giving up 3 runs is a positive.
Include another free base in there if you want to count the error from Falsken as well. So that one's fouled away as Nin Burns the second will step in for the 3rd time today, as she's yet to technically have at bat today. 2 plate appearances, a 4-pitch walk, and a hit by pitch. A 1 delivery. That one misses up and away. One delivery. breaking ball. Burns tardy on that one, fouls it away up into the trees over behind the bullpen in the restricted area for fans. 1-2 now. A 1-2. What is going on?
I think that one was just below the zone.
Carson's wondering the same thing. Said it was inside.
No, if it was inside, then no. No.
That's what the umpire said.
No.
2-2 now.
That would hit him.
Holy moly. Back-to-back hit by pitches. The fourth of the game for Carson. I just heard some frustration from the Oaks dugout as well with the differentiation in the strike zone between when the Oaks are pitching and when they're hitting. We've seen some iffy called third strike calls against the Oaks at the plate, and now we've seen a couple iffy non-called strike calls on potential strike three calls for Cody Carson. So that one's skied out to shallow center field. Carillo comes charging in. He dekes the runner. He comes up firing. Is not able to get there. That'll be a flare single for Rulli. That's 3 hits now for the Blues, all probably with an average exit velocity of 50 miles per hour.
Cody Carson still yet to give up a hard hit ball. All 3 hits. 1 on a bloop and 2 slow rollers.
The backdoor breaker misses away, and surprisingly with the struggles for Carson today, first time he's faced the bases loaded. Aude in on the grass, so is Paton. Falsken and Leehey at double play death. There's a fastball that I guess misses down.
And there's finally some action down in the Oaks bullpen. Looks like number 22. Not sure if I know who that is off the top of my head.
Is that
Because of
the
the new
new
guy?
arrival, Cole Ketchum?
Ole Miss.
No, it is.
Double play ball. Oh. Oh.
So 2 more unearned runs come across the plate as Aude spikes one in the dirt away from Francisco as he tries to get the lead runner out at home rather than trading 2 outs for 1 run. Eli Paton is going to come talk to Carson here on the mound. And 22 is Nate Clow, who we've yet to see so far this summer out of University of Southern California, as he's starting to get warmed up quicker, and that's kind of an unexcusable error from Aude there.
Could have possibly got out of the inning there. It'll be the second mound visit of the game by Coach Scott Radinsky. And I wouldn't be surprised if he shoos away some of the infielders trying to creep in on this visit.
He lets Falsken come into the conversation. Aude is inching closer. Not sure if Aude wants to talk to a pitching coach after
Oh, the
doing what he just did to his guy.
third error of the game for the Oaks. 4 hit by pitches, 5 walks, just sloppy baseball.
And that'll be second and third with only 1 out as Trimble will step into the box. Trimble has reached on a fielder's choice and was walked in the third, and now he'll come up for the 3rd time here in the 4th. As the infield is now in with no chance for a double play. First pitch, backdoor breaker. Thing misses down.
I would not want to be standing too close to Justin Trimble. He's hit the hardest lasers of anyone this summer.
1-0 now to Trimble.
Takes here, breaking ball inside, 1 ball and 1 strike.
1-1 now. And see how much longer they'll give to Carson as Clow continues to warm down in the bullpen. So that one's fouled away off the bat of Trimble towards the parking lot over by the third base side. Constantine waits on deck. That one's skied towards the left center field gap. Back at the track at the wall, and it'll bounce off the wall, and it'll score 2. Trimble will route second, but stay there. That one gets away from Falsken. Trimble thinks about going to third. It'll stay there. It'll be a 2-run double for Trimble.
Trimble's been the best hitter for the Blues this summer and got himself into a hitter's count ahead 2-0. Just missed that last pitch, fouled it off, and did not miss that one. Opposite field power, taking it all the way to the wall, just missing a home run by 15 feet? 15 feet or so.
Well, this will bring out Coach Solis with the hook to the mound to call the end of the evening for Carson. And he'll welcome the way with Nate Clow. Clow out of the University of Southern California. Limited action this spring for the Trojans. Only pitched in 3 games for a total of 4 2/3 innings, but it went well for him. Only 2 hits allowed, 5 strikeouts, no runs. We'll be back once Clow's ready to go. We'll welcome you back. Cloud takes the mound. First pitch from Cloud is an off-speed pitch in there for strike one. Constantine, the softest 2 for 2 you'll see in a long time, as he had the slow dribbler down the first baseline on the one that Carson had to make the spinning attempt for, and he threw away, and it was given a hometown hit. And then he hit the little flare that dropped in between Leehey and Aude, and now he's behind 0-2 early as he's well tardy on that fastball from Clow. The first appearance of the summer for Nate Clow now for the Oaks. 0-2 delivered from Clow. That one's drived a mile high left in the air, moving over to his left and left field, setting under it for out number 2 is Drew Smith.
He just missed that one.
Strong wind gust blowing out towards left field here, as we saw last summer only, I believe, one homer go to right field in a contest here, and then we also saw a couple go over the left. Can remember the home run of Colin Hynek out towards the direction of the light up bowl over there in left center field. Cloud delivers. Changeup misses away to Mastiangelo. Mastiangelo 0 for 1 today. Walked in the first and then grounded into a double play in the third. One of 2 double plays that Carson was able to get. Clow delivers. Breaking ball in there for strike 1. And Clow seems not even phased by Trimble on second. Just working to try and get his offense back in the batter's box.
He shouldn't be worried. He shouldn't be worried at second. Just focus on the batter here. 2 outs. Just focus on the batter. No need to even think about the runner at second.
1-1 delivery down in the dirt for ball 2. Two one now. Cloud comes set. Delivers. That one's fouled away over the Oaks dugout. Count even up at 2. Two delivery now from Clow. That one's fouled straight back.
I'm sure that one gave Connor a scare down there.
Yeah. He's fine.
It definitely did. I saw him jump.
Got him out of his chair. 2-2 now. Cloud trying to limit the damage to 4 this inning. 2-2 delivery once again from Cloud. That one's driven out to shallow right field. Costello will settle under it for out number 3. 2 quick outs for Cloud. The bullpen as he's able to strand Trimble at second. The Oaks will now chase 7 as we head to the 5th. welcome you back as Falsken steps in. So he'll take first pitch for a ball. Falsken struck out chasing one in the dirt back in the second, and is only at bat so far today. Holy moly. 1-1 there, not sure. That one misses down in the dirt and gets away from the catcher. Bold. 2-1 now to Falsken. Ooh, so that one's fouled off of shin, I think, or the foot of Falsken. Count will even up at 2. And here in the 5th, it's rightfully so, still Alanese on the bump.
Obviously, with Alanese going 120 pitches his last outing, we expected him to be the workhorse of this pitching staff for the Blues, and expecting to see at least 5 innings out of him.
Count will run full now. So that one hits Falsken.
You have to wonder, with Alanese being allowed to throw 120 pitches, how much his college coach likes that. Usually we see guys at the CCL come in, even when they're shoving, pitchers won't be allowed to go past, maybe 75, 80 pitches. But to allow the guy to go 120 is just something else. Especially if it's something that they keep allowing him to do all summer.
Yeah, and Alanese always gives good length. This past spring at Cal Berkeley, averaged nearly 5 innings in each appearance. Is that one down in the dirt as Falsken will stand up on his stolen base.
We were also told that Alanese is reluctant to give up the ball, always lobbying for himself to stay in the game. I'm sure his coach wanted to take him out, but was talked into not doing so.
Oh, jeez. You just timed that wrong.
Almost a highlight reel catch over there at third base for Hardy as he drifted towards the fence right by the plate of the Oaks bullpen, but he was just unable to time it as it landed off the top of the fence. It's a shorter fence over there, bound at the chest of Hardy, but he tried to use it as a scaling tool because he just misread it a little bit. Thought he had to reach over, but he didn't. 1-1 now to Carillo.
Down,
Not sure where that one missed, to be honest. As much as that is our guy at the plate.
Umpire just refusing to call the low strike.
2-1 now to Carillo. That one misses well up. 3-1 now. And for Alanese, the one knock of his last outing was the 7 walks. And that's really what contributed to the pitch count being as high as it was. Broken bat, flared towards third for Carillo. Hardy fires across the diamond for out number 1. And you think, with 7 walks for Alanese in his last outing, those 7 walks alone provide an additional 28 pitches. And for Alanese, obviously, it's something that shortened his outing. Who knows? Maybe if he doesn't have as many walks, he's able to go to distance in that contest. He finished 8 out shy of, my apologies, 5 out shy of going the distance. As Brady Francisco will foul that one back. Francisco, a nice single up the middle in the first inning, and then walked. So on base both times so far today. So dance out of the way of that one. 1-1 now. Francisco back to the pitcher. They'll get Falsken in a pickle. The third, the short, back to third. Now to Price, the second baseman will get Price. And let's see, that will be fielder's choice. 1, 5, 6, 5, 4.
You missed the 5.
I don't think so.
You did. Go back and think about it some more. You definitely missed the 5.
I don't think so. Costello holds up his swing. No way.
I thought he went.
Costello steps in now. Behind 0-1 now after unable to hold up his swing. So he'll take the changeup for strike 2. Behind the count 0-2 now. Costello 0 for 2 today. Struck out swinging in the first and grounded into fielder's choice to end the inning in the third. So hit that one to shallow center field, and Burns will settle it for out number 3. The Oaks scoreless again. We'll be back bottom 5. We'll welcome you back now as the catcher Bold will step in. Bold 0 for 2 today. Reached via the Falsken error in the first and grounded out in the third. Popped up shallow right field. Costello will call off Leehey for out number 1. As it's still Clow on the mound.
That's got to be the first pitch out recorded today by the Oaks.
Second, Sammy, unfortunately.
I got agendas to push, Austin.
The second actually by Bold himself. O'Hara steps in now, and he'll flail at the first pitch.
That's one of the things that can make a baseball game take a while. O'Hara's 0 for 2, grounded out to third back in the first inning. Struck out his last time up back in the fourth.
That one shot
Ooh.
right back up the middle.
Watch out.
There's one of those hard hit balls we were expecting to see tonight off the bat for the Blues.
Some action in the Oaks bullpen. It looks like team photographer Christina is throwing some balls around.
Hey, at this point, why not? I heard they might call up Josh the pinch hit here soon.
I'm ready.
And if things don't work today, rumors are Sammy will be on the base path coaching.
Maybe Christina's warming up for the tennis ball throw that they do.
That could be possible. Price steps in now. Price 0 for 0 today. Walked in the second on 4 pitches and then was hit by a pitch in a 2-2 count by Carson last inning. The 0-1 fouled away as Price tardy on that one. That one misses down. 1-2 now to Price.
Would like to see Clow really have himself a good outing, get himself some more opportunities. Haven't seen him pitch a whole lot this summer. But if he can give the Oaks some length out of the pen, could solidify himself as a go-to arm out of the
1-2.
bullpen.
Down the dirt. Francisco able to block it. 2-2 now to Price. That one's rolled over Peyton at third. 5, 4, 3. They go around the horn to get out of the inning. It's the third time the Oaks have turned the double play in the infield, and they're heading now to the 6th, looking to make something happen. What we got? Welcome you back now as it's Eli Paton, Drew Smith, and Max Aude drew up here to start this inning. The same three that started the 4th inning. Paton was hit by a pitch in a 1-2 count. Drew Smith was rung up on a pitch that none of us agreed with, and Aude reached via the error. And it's still Alanese on the mound, and I have to correct myself. Alanese will be transferring to Cal Berkeley come this fall. He spent the last 2 years at Modesto Junior College, which is where he racked up all those innings, where he averaged 5 innings this past spring. Made a large jump in terms of usage between this spring and last spring. And the 21-22 season, he only threw 19 1/3 innings, a total of 5 appearances. This season for the Pirates, he threw 12 appearances, 11 total starts, 59 1/3 innings, so a whole 40 more innings he threw this past spring for Modesto Junior College. As Paton steps in, he'll take a first pitch fastball on the outside part of the plate for strike 1. So that one misses up. 1-1 now to Eli Paton. It's Paton well early on that one, fouls it into the Blues dugout.
It's interesting if you look at the outfield alignment for Paton. The left fielder is a lot deeper than the right fielder, which is very odd with a left-handed power bat up there, but it really goes to show you how the wind blows here at the ballpark. But I'm still surprised to see the right fielder so shallow with a guy like Paton up.
That one fouled into the Oaks bullpen.
An update around the CCL. The Riptide taking on the Foresters tonight. Riptide currently ahead 1-0 at the end of 3.
Damn, they must have started at like 7 instead of 6.
No, they start at 7.
Yeah, it's at OC.
It's an OC.
Yeah.
2-2 now to Paton. So he'll foul off another one there.
We'll be down in OC this weekend. 2 out of 3 games.
The other game going on, Saints and Barons. The MLB Academy Barons are currently ahead 5-6 in the bottom of the 5th. Barons just took the lead.
Full count now to Paton. So he'll pop that one again, foul into the Oaks bullpen. As Paton continues the battle here.
Probably going to start to get hard to see soon here before the lights make an impact and while the sun continues to set.
As Paton works a walk there, and there's action now in the Blues bullpen.
How old the facilities are here at Sinsheimer Park. The lights are probably the oldest here. Very old school lights. Definitely not the most modern. I've talked to several outfielders in the past that have played at this park, and they've all said that when the lights first get going, as the sun is going down, it's pretty tough to pick up the ball if it gets caught up in the lights.
Drew Smith takes that one down, 1-1 to him now. Warming in the bullpen for the Blues is Caden Tynes. Plays his college ball locally at Cuesta College. Still check on Paton over at first. He's back in there safely.
After 120 pitches, I doubt if he goes that length again.
Drop towards third, 5-4. They fire the first, not in time.
Good stretch over there at first by Massiangelo, making it closer than I thought it would have been based on how softly the ball was hit by Drew Smith.
Go ahead.
Also, a really good job by Hardy to get rid of that ball quickly at third base. He just went with the underhand flip, knowing it'd be the quickest way to get the ball there, and he had to toss it pretty hard. Couldn't just flip it over there.
And this will bring up Max Aude now. Aude will take the first pitch, I guess, for a strike. Aude doubled to the left center field gap in his first at bat in the second, and a reach on the error in the fourth. Just putting the ball in play. Not much more you can ask for. So that one misses away down in the dirt.
Obviously, with the score being what it is, 7-0, it's easy to just give up if you're the Oaks, but it's really important that these hitters stay locked in and try to contribute still, because every spot in the lineup is up for grabs, and if you can put together a couple of hits, you can earn yourself a couple more days in the lineup, become a mainstay.
2-1 now to Aude. He'll take the fastball up. 3-1 the count to him now. That one misses away as Aude works a walk. We first and second now as Dylan Jackson will try and turn around his day as he's 0 for 2, struck out looking both times on 2 calls he wasn't too happy with.
This is only maybe the second or third time today that the Oaks have had a runner in scoring position, but they haven't moved the runner from second base, so they can't try to do too much in these situations. A lot of times hitters often will get big and try to be extra aggressive, wanting to be the man that contributes as much as he can, but just be patient. Don't got to do too much, especially when Alanis is missing off the plate.
1-0 now to Dylan Jackson. This is the 4th time now that the Oaks have had a runner in scoring position. They've yet to have somebody advance to third base. 1-0, that misses down and in to Jackson. 2-0 to him now. That's 5 straight balls, and we'll see Dean Trainer make his way out of the mound. 2-0 now. See if it's just a mound visit from Coach Trainer or if the hook will come with him, and it will. And he'll take out Alanis in the middle of this at-bat against Dylan Jackson. So that'll end the day for Jackson, and it'll bring Caden Tynes into this ball game. We'll be back. We'll welcome you back now as it will still be a 2-0 count to Dylan Jackson. We'll see the rare mid-at-bat pitching change as Caden Tynes will step in now. Tynes will be playing at Cuesta College this spring. Did not play there this past spring, even though he's listed as a part of Cuesta College on the Blues roster. Jack Smith's notes let me know that was in fact not on the team's roster this past spring. 2-0 now to Dylan Jackson, misses up, 3-0 now.
It's got to be weird for a pitcher to come in already down an account 2-0.
Usually only see that in a situation where a pitcher gets hurt, but trainer decides that that was it for Alanese, and that one gets the outside part of the plate. 3-1 now.
And you certainly don't want to stretch Alanese after he threw 120 pitches his last time out. There's no need, especially in a 7-run ball game. If you saw something that he just didn't like, just don't even risk it. Just take him out now.
Dylan Jackson takes a walk, and the bases are loaded for the Oaks now with 1 out, and Nick Leehey 2 out.
Because that walk was issued by 2-0, that walk will go to Alanese's final line.
So Leehey will step in now, and good opportunity here for Leehey to get his summer started. 5 total walks for Alanese on the final line for him. Well, not quite final, my apologies. Leehey will take a first pitch strike.
The Oaks can chip away here. Don't need to get it all back in this inning, but still have 11 outs to work with. If they can just get a couple right here, keep themselves in the ball game.
Leehey heavy hack at the breaking ball. Flails at that one, 0-2 now. Alanese responsible for all 3 runners on base. And his teammate looking to bail him out as Leehey rolls over that one early.
Some big swings from Leehey right here, and you would really like to see him shorten up in this situation. Try to take the ball the other way, infield and double play depth. Why don't you put that ball in between the first and second baseman?
A big gap over there. So foul that one out of play towards the taco truck, but it'll just stay in, hit up against the porta potties. Kids come flying towards it as one of the coaches of the Little League team that's here tonight got that ball, and all of his players came running over asking him for it. 0-2 still to Leehey as he continues to battle. As he'll flail at one outside the zone as his woes continue to start the summer. So bring up Carson Falsken now. Falsken struck out chasing one in the dirt in the 3rd, and then he was hit by a pitch back in the 5th. He was one of those 5 guys to reach second base tonight. Eli Paton, my apologies, Drew Smith, the first to reach 3rd tonight. First pitch to Falsken down in the dirt. Falsken, big opportunity here. Breaking ball.
Oh,
what are we doing here? Coach Solis walks down from the 3rd base. Coach's
That
box.
was not called a strike. You
It
guys are
was.
lying to me.
You looked away after that. After
You guys are lying. You guys are lying to me.
Coach Solis comes about halfway down the line as he gets a warning there from the home plate umpire.
That's ridiculous.
Not only did they get crossed up, pitcher was just down.
Yeah, he literally don't know what the umpire saw there. I think he probably closed his eyes once he saw the catcher flying out of the way.
Yeah, I think he got crossed up as well.
1-1 now to Falsken.
That's a strike.
That one's a nice backdoor breaker there.
He's really got this breaking ball working.
1-2 now to Falsken. Bases loaded. That one misses down the dirt. Gets away, but not far enough for anybody to go anywhere.
Falsken looking to come through. Oaks are down by 7, and the bases loaded with 2 outs.
2-2 now to Falsken. Tynes comes set.
2-2.
Falsken chases it,
2
gets
outs.
away.
Oh.
Swing and a miss. And this is going to be a run.
Smith's going to score as Falsken didn't even realize it at first. As he's able to reach, though, on the drop third strike. The Oaks.
I wonder if they still give out hot sauce there. Drop third strike and the
Great
batter
question.
reaches.
We'll have to ask him between innings.
I think I heard PA announcer Jim Siebert announce a number, so I assume they still gave out hot sauce.
Also bring up Carillo now, and that run that just came across, that'll go towards Alanese's line. It's Carillo fouls that one away into the parking lot.
Looks like pitcher and catcher have had some trouble getting on the same page. It looked like it was the second cross-up of the inning.
So it's Aude on third, Jackson on second, and Falsken on first with Carillo at the plate. That one misses away. Carillo grounded out the second to start this ball game, then reached via the walk and was caught stealing in the third, and then grounded out the third in the fifth. 1-1 to him now. That backdoor breaker misses away, as Carillo says it does. Carillo always seems to have that power where he throws his hand out and signals that it's away, and most of the time seems like he's right.
Just giving the umpire a bit of help. He's having some trouble tonight.
Well, he tried it there, and that one's called. 2-2. I'm not sure what the difference between that pitch and the last one was location-wise, but
To be honest, I thought they were both strikes, but the pitch before was ruled a ball, so you got to rule that one a ball as well.
2-2 now to Carillo. That one misses down in the dirt. Count will go full, and it'll unlock the runners. Heavy shift for the right side of the infield. As Price is out in the outfield grass.
Ball in the gap could make this game interesting.
Carillo swings and misses at strike 3. So the Oaks only able to muster 1 run across after having the bases loaded with 1 out, and that run came across because of a drop third strike. The Oaks not able to take advantage of a big opportunity. We'll come back now. Bottom 6. We'll be back. We'll welcome you back now. Bottom 6, and want to correct myself as thanks to Jack Smith, the Blues broadcaster, who is a fellow Trojan, to make Clow, not Clow, it's Clow, as Clow's back on the mound again. As he fires a fastball past the swinging attempt of Nin Burns II for strike 1. And Nin Burns II still yet to record an at-bat today. A walk and 2 hit-by pitches. The 0-1 misses up. 1-1 now.
Jimmy Dugan, in a league of their own, said there's no crying in baseball, but it's getting pretty close to seeing some waterworks.
Burns takes strike 2.
From?
From everyone in this organization.
1-2 now. One, two, delivery from Clow. Fastball, sky towards Costello, shot to right field. He comes charging in, slides, makes the catch. And that's not Costello, that's actually Brady Francisco. So I'm not sure if there was an injury or something, but Josh had mentioned he saw Bennett Markinson get up a little earlier in the game, and that's because Bennett Markinson's now behind the plate. And that's a couple other changes of maybe just trying to make stuff work here for Coach Solis, as Markinson's now behind the dish. Francisco's out in right field, and Sean Blandino's out in center. That's what I can see so far. I'm trying to see if it's Drew Smith or Jack Costello out there in left field. The infield looks the same, though. That one swung and missed. 1-1 now to Ruley. Ruley is 1 for 2 today. Walked on 4 pitches in the first, reached fielder's choice in the second, and singled and came around the score back in the 4th. 1-1 delivery, misses down in the dirt. 2-1 now. Three-one now.
Clow was sitting for a very long time in the top half of this inning, in between pitches that he threw.
That one's in there for a called strike. Count runs full.
We will not notify defensive replacements. It's all off the heart. Payoff on the way.
3-2, skied, fouled away.
Some entertainment news for you. I don't know if you guys heard about this. Ryan Seacrest will be the new host of Wheel of Fortune.
Wow.
What?
Crazy stuff. Would have, wonder why it wasn't Dana White just. Vanna White? Not, why didn't they just give the show to her? Been on that show forever, huh?
Is she staying on?
I'm not sure.
As I know the legendary Pat Sajak hanging it up after next season.
Yeah, he's gone.
I feel like it would be weird if she stayed on the show without Pat Sajak.
Show's gonna be weird without Pat no matter what.
Oh, I know.
Having Ryan Seacrest hosting, that's...
I mean, he knows how to host a game show.
Was
So,
American Idol a game show?
I guess. Competition.
I don't think it was a game show.
He knows how to host television shows. Heavy hack and a miss there from Hardy. Hardy today, hit by a pitch in the first, came around the score, grounded into an inning and a double play in the second, and reached via an error, came around the score in the 4th. That one's rolled over towards Leehey at second, gathers, fires, and it's a clean 1-2-3 inning. That's the minimum face the last 2 for Clow. We'll be back top of the 7th. as Francisco fouls that one back. Kids running out of the way when they want the ball. Come on now. As Francisco, we mentioned, moved over the right field there in the last inning. Made a great play out there, and we didn't even know Francisco could play in the outfield as Hill popped out one in the air towards Price at second, and Hill settled for out number 1. And we got some clarification because of Bennett Markinson coming to the plate now that Markinson came in for Costello. That's what pushed Francisco from behind the plate out to right field, and then puts Markinson behind the dish, and now here batting third. And it also, we know, added Blandino, so Blandino will come up eventually as he'll fill in that leadoff spot for Carillo. 0-1 now to Markinson. Markinson, the catcher out of Northwestern by way of Harvard Westlake. Quick 0-2 count now to Markinson.
It's back to the Wheel of Fortune stuff. I'm not, as Markinson strikes out there, I'm not sure how much the ratings will be affected now that Sajak is leaving. I know that I probably won't be watching anymore. Just going to be too hard to watch it without Pat. Same thing that happened with Jeopardy once Alex Trebek passed away and had to
My family
step down. I just can't watch it without Alex Trebek.
My family is a big Jeopardy family, and my family is also a big anti-Ken Jennings as the host of Jeopardy as well.
Well, the new host, Maim Black, is received some backlash as fans aren't, as Eli Paton gets a base hit. Fans aren't quite happy with how the show is currently being run, and Ken Jennings may replace Maim Bialik.
Yeah, I was
as host.
confused at first. I'm being honest. I'm like, is
Well,
there a host that I didn't know was becoming the host? I don't mind Maya Bialik. I feel like she has a little bit more personality than Ken Jennings.
Ooh, another cross-up.
Peyton takes second there on the wild pitch.
I think Ken Jennings is just too smart for his own good.
That's what it is. There's been a couple times where like
I just can't watch that show anymore.
He's known the answer.
No Trebek.
And he's like cut off the contestant before they can answer.
He's almost disgusted that they don't have that answer either.
Yep. Oh, Drew Smith will step in now. 1-0 after that wild pitch. There's a pass ball as it goes off the glove. It seems like a lot of frustration here from Jake Bold, the catcher, as that's what, the fifth, sixth time we've seen a miscommunication between
he looked
him and
directly
Tynes.
he looked directly in the dugout there, as if to, with his body language, say, "This is not me. This is not me." They're just completely not on the same page here.
Yeah, that might be 5 cross-ups in 2 innings. It's really something. But in a 7-1 ball game, this is the time to experiment.
It's the perfect time to have miscommunications at the plate.
Well, Drew Smith ahead in the count, 2-0 now. As Bold taking his time on the sign, making sure he's on the same page with Tynes. 2-0, misses down, and Bold able to block that one. 3-0 count to Drew Smith now. You think 6-run ball game here, Drew Smith gets the green light?
He got the green light earlier in the game, and he ended up striking out after being ahead 3-0, so no.
3-0 now, the delivery. That one misses away. It's a 4-pitch walk for Drew Smith.
With how the outside pitch has been called all night, Drew Smith waited in the box to confirm that the umpire didn't call a late strike.
So we'll bring up Max Aude, who's having himself a decent ball game. Doubled in the second, reached via an error in the fourth, and then walked in the sixth, but he was stranded at third.
Once again, the outfield is pretty shallow. At least the right and center fielders are. If Aude hits another one to that left center field gap, it'll score 2 easily.
0-1 now to Aude. The wind,
Very, very surprising defense here.
the wind has nearly completely died down. It's picking back up a little bit, but it's definitely not quite where it was. That one's bounced in the dirt on the wild pitch as Peyton will round third and he'll stay there, but it will put now 2 runners in the scoring position for Aude as the command issues continue for times.
This has got to be frustrating for the Blues coaching staff, as the pitcher and catcher just cannot get on the same page here. And it is a 6-run ball game, but if this continues to happen, it could get a little closer and bring in some unnecessary stress.
That one into no man's land, lands foul. And I mean, obviously Brian Trainer, the pitching coach, son of head coach Dean Trainer, probably a little frustrated with it. And Jack Smith, the Blues broadcaster, was telling us in between innings that Coach Trainer, Dean not being the head coach, does not believe in making substitutions. He likes to play the same 9 guys all game, but if this continues to happen, I don't know if you necessarily want to keep Bold out there.
But this isn't necessarily on the catcher. This is more on the pitcher.
Yes, but I'm saying for a safety perspective for Bold. You don't want to risk him getting hurt because he's getting crossed up time and time again as Aude rolls over that one to first, and it's an unassisted out number 3 for the first baseman, Massiangelo. We'll be back to the bottom of the 7th following the stretch. I'll welcome you back now as it's still Clo on the mound for the Oaks as he's done well since taking over for Cody Carson, as he'll face Trimble, who was the last batter that Carson faced back in the 4th. As his 2-run double is what made the score 7-0. Quick 2-0 count to Trimble. 3-0 now.
He's been showcasing as of late. What do you know? My ground ball theory coming back.
I didn't give you enough flowers for that. I don't know last year. I apologize.
3-0 delivery from Clow. Clow, my apologies. 3-1 now.
3-0 count. Now you figure he's got more of a chance to swing away. Oh my. You would assume Clow has the most power on this Blues team. Gets to drive one. 3-1. He takes ball 4.
And it's a walk.
For the Blues, and Trimble's a bullet.
That ball was probably out, but that's been a strike the entire game.
Yeah,
It's led to the frustrations
I'll be honest.
in the Oaks dugout.
I was looking down and I
Well,
just knew it was the
what
ball
can-
based
what
on
can you
Josh's
do?
reaction.
What can you do?
Heavy hack and a miss from Constantine. Constantine today, RBI single on that slow dribbler in the first, singled on that slow flare in between first and second in the third, and then flew out to left in the fourth. That one's fouled straight back.
And Chloe pitching really well so far, looking for his third full scoreless frame here. Can really do a lot for his reputation in this Oaks bullpen if he gets out of this inning unscathed.
Nice.
No swing and a miss. And this obviously a much different case scenario when you talk about the bullpen for the Oaks compared to the series against the Saints. The bullpen inherited a lead in all 3 games in the series against the Saints and couldn't hold it in any of the 3 games. And now Chloe here comes into the game and tries to prevent it from getting any worse than 7-0, which he's been able to do so far.
Again, I mentioned that earlier that the game may or may not be out of reach, but it's important to still fight. Every individual has to fight for their spot in the lineup. Chloe fighting for his spot in the bullpen. Markinson coming into the game, if he can catch a clean game, call a good game, may earn himself some more playing time.
Especially with a team that's struggling like this, when you're here for summer ball to get better and you're here to get reps. So just taking advantage of every at-bat, every pitch that you make is key just for your own success this summer and future successes as well.
0-1 delivery. Heavy hack and a miss. And so far, the Blues batters have really struggled to catch up to the fastball from Chloe. A lot of tardy swings. 0-2 now to Massiangelo. Massiangelo walked in the first, grounded into a double play in the third, and flew out to center in the fourth. That fastball misses high.
Not a place I would say has a lot of duds.
I know because I'm so scared of them, but like, I noticed them when they're there. I definitely noticed. But I mean, you're scared of other places in the world.
So that one misses down, 2-2 now. That one flared over the third base bag. It'll drop fair. Runners round. Trimble will get the third. It's a double for Massiangelo. And once again, we see another soft contact ball. Just find a landing spot in fair territory for the Saints. For the Blues, sorry. Happened with the Saints, too.
Definitely need to go up to Massiangelo after the game and ask for the next Powerball numbers.
Yes.
Talk about some fortunate bounces.
Seriously, I mean.
3 hits and
No, that's his first hit. Constantine had the 2
Oh,
soft
yes.
ones.
For whatever reason, they have similar last names to me.
Infield in. That one driven to the left center field. Valentino back. Off the wall. Massiangelo around third. He'll head home. There's a chance for a play at the plate. And Falsken just sleeping there, not know what he was thinking.
No.
A late throw, and
No, that wasn't sleeping.
He just was so surprised that he should have scored easily from second.
Yeah.
It was an awful read. I don't even know.
Yeah, I don't know how wasn't on his horse. No, I wouldn't put that on Carson Falsken there. That's some tough criticism there, Austin.
well,
Yeah, there was the double clutch, but also Markinson at the plate wasn't particularly ready for that either.
after Chloe started very well, only allowing one base runner after coming in the 4th. He then walks the first guy here in the 7th, and then has allowed 2 doubles since striking out Constantine, the second batter this inning. That one fouled. Straight back 1-1 now.
Said
1-1 now. Runner goes. Throw from Markinson.
Got him.
Got him. What the heck? How?
Got around the tag maybe.
It's not like it was an obvious out call. Just
Bang bang.
yeah, thought he got him, but
Some
like-
biased eyes up here.
exactly.
Looked like a precision throw from Markinson.
It definitely was.
Well, let's call it a strike on O'Hara.
Seeing a guy steal third base in a 9-1 ball game definitely has to frustrate you as a player.
That's another strikeout for Chloe.
You know, it's interesting. In the College World Series Game 2, Florida beat LSU 24-4. But when it was a 16-1 ball game, they were stealing bases still. And LSU clearly took that personally, ending up winning the championship game the next day, 18-4. Maybe this can motivate the Oaks to get fired up for tomorrow's contest.
In Game 2, Florida scored 24 runs on 23 hits. Both were records. That record lasted one day.
The hits. The hits record.
LSU
Yeah.
had 24 hits the next game.
Yeah.
1-1 now to Price. Price today walked in the 2nd, got hit by a pitch in the 4th, came around the score, and then grounded into an inning-ending double play in the 5th. That one down in the dirt. Markinson does a good job to keep it there.
And it looks like the Oaks' newest addition is warming up in the bullpen. Ketchum.
42?
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
catch him.
him.
He showed up today. We'll be
Ash.
honest, we don't.
He's from Ole Miss.
He is from Ole Miss.
That's all we know.
3-1 now.
I know that yesterday Coach Solis picked him up from the airport.
Yep, saw him on the bus today. Got his official team gear bag. There's another walk as Price will reach base for the 3rd time today for free. So we'll bring up Nin Burns the 2nd for the 5th time today. He's only had 1 at bat, 4 plate appearances though, obviously. Walked in the 1st, hit by a pitch in the 2nd, hit by a pitch in the 4th, came around the score then, and flew out on that sliding catch by Brady Francisco back last inning in right field. And he's behind 0-1 now as he fouls that one away over towards the Little League field over on the first base side. 0-1 delivery. That one gets past Markinson and it'll make it double digits. That one line towards Francisco and right, and he'll be there. Sammy throws away the paper in frustration. Now to the 8th. The Oaks chasing a lot. We'll welcome you back now as Dylan Jackson steps in for a 4th time. He walked back in the 6th and struck out looking at 2 times before that, as he'll take.
Come on.
All I want is consistency. That's all I ask.
It's consistently against Dylan Jackson.
Serious. I swear it is.
That one down in the dirt. 1-1 now. Our reaction was because the first pitch to Dylan Jackson was quite wide of.
It reminds me of Yasmani Grandal. Remember Yasmani Grandal always seemed to have the widest strike zone when he was on the Dodgers?
I actually don't, because
You just
never really-
hated him
I
so
never really
much.
liked him.
He always seemed to have the widest strike zone, which is weird for a catcher. Like almost like the umpire was testing him to say something.
2-1 now as Jackson will sky that one a mile high in the air. Potentially in play. It is, but it lands foul. 2-2 now. Jackson rolls over that one to short. O'Hara fires for out number 1. Well, we speak about outside the Oaks World baseball news. Sammy just informed me Shohei Ohtani leaving in the middle of an inning with trainers.
Capped off a 10 strikeout.
That's future Dodger Shohei Ohtani to you, Austin.
Sending our prayers and wishes to PA announcer Andrew Sefton as he goes through these rough times.
I think Shohei will be okay.
That one fouled away.
But yeah,
I did not know you were a doctor all of a sudden, Josh.
I know the one tweet I saw said that it looked like it wasn't a serious injury.
Dual
But
barrel
also,
action in the
that was
pen
from
for
Ben
the
Verlander,
Blues.
so you never know.
That's so false. Like, yeah. So I wouldn't trust anything that man says. As Leehey fouls another one away, 1-2 now. No one banks off a porta potty down there.
Chase
1-2 now. So that one misses up. 2-2 now. Two fouled away.
That's a souvenir the fans can't quite get to. You see all the kids, they go down to the railing, they look over and they realize, oh, these cones here mean we can't chase that foul. Some of them listen.
2-2 delivery. Fouled away.
About 100 feet foul. That might have hit our car.
Hope not.
Hopefully the bus was protecting it.
Who drove?
I did.
Josh, you're responsible for all damages to Sammy's car. That one misses quite a bit away. Attempted frame job there from Bold. Count runs full now. A walk could be very meaningful here to Leehey. So foul it away on a check swing.
Would you care to elaborate why it would be very meaningful?
He's gone on base one time this summer, Josh.
And it's like Sammy said, that's why you take every rep seriously, even in a blowout.
3-2 delivery. There's the walk. Honestly thought that was going to be called strike 3. Josh is
Ladies and
fathomed
gentlemen,
right now.
we can't do this without our sponsors. We would like to thank Amateur Baseball Development Group, founded by Mike Socia, Randy Riley, Kevin Muno, and Amy Ashford. Without them, this broadcast would not be possible, as well as the official hat sponsor of the CCL and the Conejo Oaks, Richardson Sports.
Carson Falsken steps in now. I hear a chant breaking out.
They're
from children.
chatting for foul balls.
Oh, got it. I couldn't understand what they're saying. Thank you, Sammy. Falsken now 0 for 2 today with a hit pitch sandwiching 2 strikeouts. Both strikeouts were chased down in the dirt. He did reach, though, on the drop third strike in the 6th.
And he's batting from the right side against a right-handed bat instead of switching over to the left as he's been doing.
So swing miss to that one.
Well, Falsken is listed as a switch hitter, but the left side hasn't been too kind to him, and he hasn't seen many left-handed pitchers, so he's giving the right side of the box a try.
Roll over that to third, 5, 4, 3. And a stretch over there at first. The Blues turn 2, head to the bottom of the 8th. We'll welcome you back, and it will be the summer debut for the latest arrival, the pitcher out of Ole Miss, Cole Ketchum. Ketchum just finished up his true freshman year for the Rebels. 15 appearances. We apologize for that noise. Sammy inconveniencing myself and our viewers. 19 total innings for Ketchum this past.
Just had trouble putting on the headset there. My apologies.
19 innings for Ketchum this past spring at Ole Miss in 15 appearances.
And while we were away, we were just talking about the unicorn that is Shohei Ohtani. Well, he comes out of the game and then hits a home run in the next half inning. Second home run of the game, and they said it was a cracked fingernail. So he's okay. Not that bad of an injury.
I forget about the Shohei Ohtani rule.
The rule they made up just for him. And I guess Jack Caglione, too.
And they should add it for Isaiah Kanafalefa, too.
Your jokes aren't funny.
Oh, it wasn't a joke. I was serious.
What happened to shame?
2-1 now to Ruley. Ruley walked on 4 pitches in the first. Reached for your fielder's choice in the second. 2-2 now. Singled, came around the score in the fourth, and struck out swinging in the sixth. Two delivery. Misses in, nearly gets Ruley. Count will run full. Full count delivery. Swung on a miss. First batter that Ketchum faces gets him swinging. So bring up Theo Hardy. Hardy was hit by a pitch, came around to score the first run of the ball game in the first. Grounded into an inning-ending double play in the second. Reached via an error by Aude that brought in 2 runs in the fourth and came around to score on the Justin Trimble 2-run double, and then grounded out to Leehey at second in the sixth. So that one misses away.
All you could ask right now is for Cole Ketchum. Just go out there and compete. Throw strikes. Nothing to lose, 10-1 ball game. Get your work in, kid.
So that one misses up and away. And it looks like the Blues are going to continue to roll the dice with Hines. He's down in the bullpen. Looks like there's maybe staying loose down there. I did see 2 guys throwing earlier, but neither one of them are up now. Could be making a change, though. I do see Jake Bold in his full catcher's gear talking to somebody at the end of the Blues dugout. Heavy hack and a miss there, as the Blues hitters have really seen the struggle against this fastball from both guys out of the pen for the Oaks today, and Klo and Ketchum. 2-1 delivery from Ketchum now. That one's rolled over to Leehey at second. He gathers and fires. And it's always interesting to look at a guy like Cole Ketchum and some of these other guys who come from out of state to just wonder, what are these connections that Coach Solis has to get a guy who's from West Point, Mississippi, to come out to play his summer college baseball in Thousand Oaks, California?
I'm sure having a former big leaguer as your pitching coach gets you some pull.
No, it's all Joey.
Fair point.
You just have a picture of this guy.
This is Joey Garcia.
This is one of our coaches. Where do I sign up? First pitch to Trimble, misses away. Trimble today reached via a fielder's choice in the first, walked in the third, had the 2-run double in the fourth, and then walked, came around to score last inning in the seventh. 1-1 now to Trimble.
Trimble, a two-time All-State player at Arroyo Grande High School. His senior year hit .397 with 8 home runs to lead the team. Knocked in a total of 29 runs.
1-1 now.
Here's the 1-1.
That one's in there for strike 2 with the changeup.
So Ketchum's a strike away from a debut, 1-2-3 innings here in the bottom of the 8th, and then the Oaks will come back up, try and rally back from 9 runs down to avoid losing their 8th straight.
1-2 from Ketchum. Comes set
Ketchum comes set, long hold from the
and
windup.
delivers.
Aims and fires.
That one away in the dirt and gets past Markinson to the backstop.
We're now 2-2 the count on Trimble. Already struck out to start the inning, and the ground out.
Some Little Leaguers still chanting for foul balls. 2-2 now.
2-2.
Delivery.
Yep,
Swung
yes,
and a
he
miss.
did.
Got him with the sword.
Fastball in the dirt. And
So a nice debut for Cole Ketchum as he goes
and we head to the 9th.
1-2-3 with 2 punchies in the 8th. We'll be back as the Oaks chase 9. We'll welcome you back now as Sean Blandino will step in for the first time today after coming in as a defensive replacement for Carillo back in the bottom of the 6th, and the first pitch he'll see will be away. Blandino just finished up his final season at Cal Lutheran. He still has 1 more year of eligibility, looking to transfer somewhere as a grad student. That one misses in. Blandino, the only person for the Kingsmen of Cal Lutheran this past spring to play in every single ballgame. Blandino really turned his college career around. After being an occasional spot start, he eventually became the everyday right fielder by the conclusion of the 2022 season, where Cal Lutheran won their first of now consecutive SCIAC titles and went to consecutive NCAA regionals, as that's flared towards the on-deck circle and will drop foul. 2-2 count now to Blandino. Two now from Blandino. That one misses up, I guess. Full count. And that one's called strike 3 as Blandino throws it away. Maybe a makeup call there. I don't really know what's going on. We know this umpire sucks. Blandino frustrated, and that will bring Brady Francisco to the plate. Anything to add on that, Josh? No. I figured you just agreed with me. Francisco steps in now. He's played the full 9. Singled in the first, walked in the third, grounded into that classic 1-5-6-5-4 fielder's choice back in the 5th that he reached on, and then flew out to the second baseman Price in the 7th. As he'll shoot that one past the diving effort from O'Hara for another hit for the young Brady Francisco, who will be taking his talents to GCU come this fall after wrapping up his high school career with the Thousand Oaks Lancers. So it'll be Bennett Markinson now as he came in for Costello back in that bottom 6 where we saw him and Blandino come in as defensive replacements. He struck out in the 7th in his one at-bat so far. That one misses away.
It's going to be a long bus ride home for these boys.
Yeah, I don't want to hear it from you. 1-0 delivery is Markinson way earlier on that one. Rolls over it towards the Oaks dugout.
Bennett Markinson came into this game hitting .250. He's now 4 for 17 on the summer after his strikeout. From Northwestern, where he's hit above .270 in each of his first 2 seasons. It's time. This past year, in 2023, 29 starts across 40 games played. Markinson hit .273, no homers, no triples, 7 doubles though, 15 runs batted in.
1-1. Swung on a miss. The changeup got him.
After being undefeated here last summer in SLO, the Oaks are going to lose their first contest.
Wow.
So we haven't experienced a 3-hour bus ride after a loss.
Undefeated against the Blues here in SLO.
Yes, I should
Markinson
specify.
swings and misses at strike 3. Oaks down to their final out. Sure, there will be a lot of sleeping after dinner, if we're even fed tonight. Good thing I had my tri-tip sandwich before the game. Eli Paton steps in for the 5th time today. Paton flew out to short in the first as that one misses up. Was hit by a pitch in the 4th. Was walked in the 6th and singled back in the 7th. Drew Smith waits on deck. 1-0 delivery. Paton drives that one over the head of the right fielder. Francisco around second. He'll head towards third. He'll get the away from Coach Solis. Francisco heading home. Throw to the plate well laid. It's a RBI double for Eli Paton.
Finally, the Oaks punished the Blues for having their right fielder in playing shallow with a left-handed bat. It's also got to feel great for Eli Paton. It's 2 hits for him today.
Drew Smith steps in now. Smith lined out to third in the 2nd. Struck out looking on a rough call as he rolls over that one, the 3rd. That should do it. And that will do it. So the Oaks fall by a score of 10-2 to extend the losing streak to 8 straight losses. After starting 5-0, it's continued to get worse and worse for the Oaks, and unfortunately for Coach Solis and company, they've been unable to find an answer. The Oaks will be back here tomorrow night at the same time, 6 o'clock, to face these Blues to try and make it the start of a winning streak rather than the continuance of a losing one. For Sammy Holladay and Josh Mechanick, I've been Austin Gregory. Hasta mañana.